Hi, this is Dhirendra. Welcome to the channel called Psychology of Minds. We will continue from the last video about consciousness as the theory put by Ned Block, who said that there are two types of consciousness, access consciousness and the phenomenal consciousness. We have already discussed about phenomenal consciousness. Here we will talk about the access, the A consciousness. Anything which is any kind of awareness which we use in order to process information, to reach to logical conclusion, or to have a behavior towards anything. All those consciousness forms will be put under A consciousness. Take for example, when we try to remember the information which we are trying to remember about the past is called or will be put under A consciousness or the access consciousness. Like suppose we want to solve some maths problem, the theory understanding of the past of the maths will be categorized under A consciousness. Similarly, when we perceive the thoughts about the information about those thoughts will be put under A consciousness. So this is a small brief of A consciousness, and if we want to differentiate how it is different from P is raw, is derived from raw experiences of human senses, like when we see it, when we hear it, when we smell it, or all other five other like all normal five other senses. This theory was seconded by many philosophers. Few have debated and have issues whether A and P can be distinct and differentiated and are present at each and every time. Mr. Block goes on to highlight that concept of philosophical zombies, wherein is there any possibility of having humans with same structure, same thoughts, but lack of consciousness, lack of awareness. Is that a possibility? So that we will leave this part to this philosophers called William Lycan has gone on to typify consciousness in 8 different types, starting with organism consciousness. Then he goes on to highlight consciousness of events and state and introspection consciousness. I have written, or I have put down that list over here. You can check it. One of the other educators called William Fox. So please note that William Fox and William Lycan are two different individuals and doing their own work and philosophy. So William Fox has done studies on children's dream between age 5 to 7, and he goes on to highlight or mention that humans or the children's normally do not have an idea about their own. The third theory put in by researcher and philosopher Catherine Nelson and her partner Fivers has gone on to define consciousness as autobiographical consciousness, where they say that humans develop a tool, a language, that is a language, to form a consciousness type which is called autobiographical consciousness. He highlights idea of theory of mind to confirm this, wherein he says that humans develop their own understanding based on their theories, beliefs and ideation about others. Descartes of 16th century, the famous philosopher, he was of the opinion that mind and the body are two distinct separate things in humans. As per him, consciousness resides in a non-physical place or in the humans called mind, and the human body and the human senses are used to send signals to a place in a brain called pineal gland, where the processing happens and the consciousness gets developed in a totally different place called mind. Now most of the scientists kind of agree to it because we find pineal gland present in most vertebrates. So even after 500 years from his death, there are not many theories which are scientifically able to dispute his theory of others' mind, wherein the theory says that humans, though are, when asked, they are sure about consciousness being present in every humans, but if asked about animals or plants, most humans doubt about it. Although we see that many humans or many people in fact relate to their cats and dogs, and they have that intuition that these animals are conscious about it. So there is still a lot of debate and discussion going around on this topic. Going forward, we will now talk about on the scientific studies happening on consciousness. So as on now, basically consciousness is being studied either as case studies from trauma or people on drugs or people suffering from certain illnesses, or on certain experiments conducted where medical reports or verbal reports from the patients or from the subjects are recorded and try to make interpretation of their behavior. So how do scientists measure consciousness? So basically that happens from either the verbal reporting, as I said. So there are certain brain mapping and brain activities which are happening, which are these days, and then they are being mapped and then presented in a scientific form. So hope this video combined together with the last one gives a fair idea about what consciousness is, what are the different theories put in by different philosophers, and what are the types of consciousness, how consciousness is there in children, what are the consciousness theories about animals, how scientific studies on consciousness is being done these days. We will talk about neurosciences, basic concepts of neurosciences in the future video. Thank you for your time and attention. Hope the information given in this video was useful. Thank you.